Okay, so just showing you that I was on showing you how looking at these other months. It's September, yeah, coming from 7 October would be 8. Um, Matter of fact, let me do November. So yeah, 9 November coming showing you 9. So just showing you October is 8. That is, it's all backwards, you know. But it says the history of the months. The original Roman year had 10 named months. Okay, Martyrus, March, Aprilis, April, Maius, May, Junus, June, Quilitis, July, Sextus, August, September, October, November, December, and probably 2 unnamed months in the dead of winter, when not much happened in agriculture. The year began with Martyrus, March. Numa Polus, the second king of Rome, circa 700 BC, added the 2 months Janus, January, and February. So they added those 2 months. Okay, but we already established that December is the 10th, would be the 10th month. Okay, so not the 12th month. All right. He also moved the beginning of the year from March basically to January and changed the number of days in several months to be odd, a lucky number. After February, there was occasionally an additional month, and intercalaris, intercalendar. This is the origin of the leap year day being in February. In 46 BC, Julius Caesar reformed the Roman calendar, hence the Julian calendar, changing the number of days and many months, and removing intercalaris. Salakia for mispronouncing those words. But yeah, so just showing you that everything, and this is what mainly America bases their calendar off of, is the Julian Roman calendar. All right, so I mean, in this place again, they use customs from Rome. When you look at the different like the courthouse systems and things like that, they take the bits and pieces of Rome, Egypt, Babylon, so on and so forth. So this why this place is spiritually, all those things. Egypt, there's Babylon, Rome in there, so but just to show, this is a cool site. It's pretty good. And so when you go through it, and you can see all the different months and all the breakdowns and stuff like that. So that's some facts for you. But this is going into Janus, where the whole thing about January. All right, in ancient, and like I said, I'll put everything in the link description. In ancient Rome, religion and mythology, Janus is the god of beginnings and transitions, thence also of gates, doors, doorways, endings, and time. He is usually a two-faced god, since he looks to the future and the past. The Romans dedicated the month of January to Janus. His month apparent remnant in modern culture is his namesake, the month of January. So this is where January comes from, the name January. So I mean, yeah, all this, yeah, the New Year's resolution, like December and January is just, yeah, it has nothing to do with the scriptures, point blank, period. The Christmas doesn't have anything to do with the Most High and the Son. And then the New Year's has nothing to do with the Most High and the Son, because what did the Most High say? That Abib, which we established would be around March, would be the New Year. Okay, so off tops, and then yeah, you would be keeping the Passover, which we're not keeping the Passover in January. All right, and nor the Purim, which would be February when that comes up. No one sets a time, and I would say, because for all y'all that really love Christmas and they love the gift giving, and then we do it for the kids, on your trick daddy, a trick love the kids or whatever that, I forgot what it is, but basically, yeah, Purim, we gift give in Purim, you know what I'm saying? So stop lying to your children and get them on pat. You're supposed to be teaching them the law, statutes, and commandments, not what the kids want to do. So yeah, and you can read Psalms 78, 5-7 for that. All right, but it says, though he was usually depicted with two faces looking in opposite directions, Janus, in some places, he was Janus quadriformes, the four-faced. The Romans associated Janus with the Etruscan deity Ani. Janus was frequently used to symbolize change and transitions, such as the progression of a past to future, of one condition to another, of one vision to another, and of one universe to another. Hence, Janus was worshipped at the beginnings of the harvest and planting times, as well as marriages, births, and other beginnings. He was representative of the middle ground between barbarity and civilization, ritual, I can't pronounce that, but country and urban cities, and youth and adulthood. Rural, I forgot how to say that. Let me say that.
Rural.
Yeah, rural. So, alright, so I'm going to drop down to beginning of the year. It says the winter solstice was thought to occur on December 25th. January 1st was New Year Day. The day was consecrated to Janus since it was the first of the year and of the month of Janus. The Fira had a arguable character, as Romans believed the beginning of everything was an omen for the whole. Thus, on that day, it was customary to exchange cheerful words of good wishes. So just like, when New Year's take place, I wish, everything you didn't do in 2017 happens for you in 2018. We not looking back. Yeah, when I was in the world and I didn't know anything, that's the things that would occur. I hope everything, hope, 2000, God, at that time, God helps you in 2018 and things like that, good wishes. All right. For the same reason, everybody devoted a short time to his usual business, exchanged dates, figs, and honey as a token of well-wishing, and made gifts of coins called sternae. Cakes made of spelt far and salt were offered to the god and burnt on the altar. Ovid states that in most ancient times there were no animal sacrifices, and gods were prohibited with, let me see how you say that, prohibited with offerings. Let me see how to say that, Salakia. Propitiate. All right, so propitiated with offerings of spelt and pure salt. The libum was named Inial, and it was probably corresponded to the summer offered the day before the summer solstice to god Janus, which, however, was sweet, being made with flour, honey, and milk. Okay, so that was the point. Just to show that the beginning of the year and what was going on. So let's further get some more on it. And this, like I said, I'll put this in the link description. The Roman New Year also originally correspond with the vernal equinox. The early Roman calendar consists of 10 months, which we showed in the other article, site, and 304 days, which each new year beginning at the vernal equinox. According to tradition, the calendar was created by Romulus, the founder of Rome, in the 8th century BC. Okay. However, over the centuries, the calendar fell out of sync with the sun, and in 446 BC, the Emperor Julius Caesar decided to solve the problem by consulting with the most prominent astronomers and mathematicians of his time. Okay, he introduced the Julian calendar, a solar-based calendar which closely resembles the more modern Gregorian calendar that most countries around the world use today. All right, so yeah, I mean that's pretty much, what I was saying in regards to, and with that other site, But this is, I'm going to drop down here. So Romans would celebrate January 1st by offering sacrifices to Janus in the hope of gaining good fortune for the new year. Okay, so, I mean, that's what was taking place. This is your origin of the new year. Decorating their homes with laurel branches and attending, let me see how to say that. I just like to make sure I know how to pronounce words sometimes. Raucous. All right, so yeah, raucous parties. Okay, and matter of fact, harsh, loud. Which when I'm getting some of these scriptures, the backs up that word. But it says this day was seen as setting the stage for the next 12 months, and it was common for friends and neighbors to make a positive start to the year by exchanging well wishes and gifts of figs and honey with one another. So similar to what I just brought out, but this one went a little bit more deeper. All right, so just wanted to show again the numbers in Latin, how you see that 10. And this I should have brought this out when I was talking about the 8, but just to show like the Roman numerals, like November 9, December 10. Wanted to bring that out. I forgot about that. All right, so let's head back in the scriptures, close it out. So this is Exodus 23:2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Okay, so the point is, thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, which that's what takes place on the whole New Year's Day. I'm not talking which anything can happen. As far as stealing and murders and things like that. But I'm also talking about just the partying, getting drunk, getting high, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. That's also evil, Okay, the eating pork, you know what I'm saying? Doing homosexual. I know, getting, buck wild, basically freaky, for the new year. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that kind of stuff takes place as well. So, this is Proverbs 4:14, and it says, enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. Avoid it, pass not by it, turn from it, and pass away. So enter not in the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of evil men. So yeah, all the partying, and things like that, going, following evil men, following the multitude. All right, so this is the scripture I wanted right here. So this is Romans 13:11, and that knowing the time that now it is high time to wake out of sleep. All right, so you Negroes and indigenous, we are the Israelites, man. It's time to wake out of sleep. Stop, following this world. Be not conformed to this world, as the scriptures say in Romans the 12th chapter. All right, so it says, for now is our salvation nearer than when we believe. All right, so salvation is coming for us, okay, for the elect and 1/3, okay, the remnant. All right. So, and if you repent, you know what I'm saying. It's a chance you'll be saved. All right, but yeah, because again, the Lord said that he that endureth to the end shall be saved. Not, oh, you're just saved and you could be all types of wicked. How, you know what I'm saying? And I've done various lessons on the salvation, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is a key to salvation. The Most High is not saving people that don't even follow His laws. Okay, when salvation is destruction. Okay, or being saved from destruction, or that's what salvation is, as I brought out in many lessons. All right, but it says, verse 12, the night is far spent, the day is at hand. Let us therefore cast off the works of darkness and let us put on the armor of light. Okay, and the scriptures tell you in Proverbs 6:23 that the law is light. Okay, so verse 13, it says, let us walk honestly as in the day, not in rioting and drunkenness. So those are the things that happen. Rioting and drunkenness, not in chambering and wantonness, not in strife and envy. Okay, so basically, as you see, let's look up these words. So drunkenness, we already know, and the scriptures tell you to drink, moderately. All right, so we're gonna get turned up and do it all, and especially and that's why it's like a ritual. Going back to how the origins and the sacrifice and things like that, it's rituals. Okay, yeah, every year is once the new year comes, we gonna our so-called resolution, to the new year, and we gonna drink, we gonna be merry. Like I said, turn up, get lit, so on and so forth. That's every year. You know what I'm saying? So it's a ritual. All right. But let's go to rioting. And I like this definition right here. And it says, nocturnal and riotous procession of half-drunken and frolicsome fellows who after supper parade through the streets with torches and music in honor of Bacchus or some other deity. So this would be Janus. Okay, and sing and play before houses of male and female friends, hence used generally of feasts and drinking parties that are protracted till late at night and indulge in revelry. And it comes from the word reveling or reveling. All right, which another scripture is going to bring that out. But I mean, that is exactly what happens on New Year's Eve, or you know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm doing this as well, because I know for some of y'all that still want to get your little party on, after parties probably still a few days after the whole New Year's thing. All right, but like I said, Most High is willing, we not here this year. Hopefully this place is destroyed and He gives us back the kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But if this year does go, this is what you can fall on to, and having the understanding. All right, so let's get 1 Peter 4. There's 1 Peter 4:13. Matter of fact, let me finish that up. Actually, drop down to verse 14. But put ye on the Lord Jesus Christ, or Yahushua, and make not provision for the flesh to fulfill the lust thereof. So y'all talking about, and this is what I'm saying with y'all Christians, and I'm most sorry talking to you Negroes and indigenous that claim to be all Christ-like, claim you're Christ-like, claim you're Christians, but you haven't put on Yahushua. Because that definition is a straight cut. Christmas, New Year's, y'all be the same ones talking about this is Jesus is the reason for the season, but you drunkenness, and matter of fact, Salakia, because actually I wanted to, chambering is like sexual intercourse, like I said, all type of freaks, going down, the freaks come out at night. And y'all could look this up on your own as well. Unbridled lust, You know, all of this has to do with like lust and, you know, sexual matters and things like that. But again, that a lot of this, yeah, you going to the parties, you want to get you a little thing, you know. I mean, I'm speaking for the men, but yeah, even sisters want, you know, they trying to look for the, you know, the 9 inches, you know, but it's what the brother be saying. But nah, yeah, you know. So other than that, you know, not to get too explicit, but basically that's the kind of stuff that be going on, and just in general at the club, you know, even um, not on New Year's, but just all throughout the year, going to the club is a known, you know, in our communities. You know what I'm saying? So hitting the club, you know, different women every night, you know, trying to get a different man every night or every week rather. You know what I'm saying? So, you know. All right, so yeah, this First Peter 4:13, it says, "But rejoice insomuch as ye are partakers of Christ's suffering." Uh, oh, actually, my fault. It's verse 3. "For the time past of our life may suffice us to have wrought the will of the Gentiles, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, revelings, banquetings, and abominable idolatry." So all of that goes hand in hand with the New Year's and the Janus, you know, everything we brought out. And it says the will of the Gentiles. So what does not the scripture say? Just bring this out real quick. Verse 2. Jeremiah 10:2. "Thus saith the Most High, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. Okay, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them." And, you know, for y'all that might want to get simple, but I mean, all throughout the scriptures, learn not the way of the heathen, don't serve their gods, don't do, you know, after their customs, basically. Okay, so, but as you can see, you know, when we walked in lasciviousness, lust, excess of wine, so just what was spoken of in Romans 13. Okay, and the same Greek word for that word riotous was the same one for revelings, which is the same definition. That's why I said that when I brought that out. All right, so, you know, that was it. Matter of fact, I'm going to close it out with this. This is Sirach 37:15. 37:15, and it says, or Ecclesiasticus Sirach 37:15, "And above all this, pray to the Most High that he will direct thy way in truth." So this is what y'all should be praying for. All right. So, and above all this, pray to the Most High that he will direct thy way in truth. So, as I say, this is should be your New Year's resolution, so-called New Year's resolution, because this is not the New Year. But when the New Year comes, which it would be March, which the Passover would be, you know, so that would be. But as far as, yeah, for those that, yeah, thinking, that's why this lesson is done for y'all that think that the New Year starts in January and y'all did y'all New Year resolution and stuff. This should be what your mind should be set on. All right. So, you know, that's been the lesson. Hope y'all was edified. You know, till the next time, it's been your brother Makazai. Shalom.